Hello, ladies and gentlemen. In today's video, I got a guest back on the YouTube channel. His name is Maksim Sergin. You've seen him in the last one. And today we will be doing our Team of the Year for 2024. Without further ado, let's get into it.
In goal, I got Eddie Martinez.
Yeah, right. It has to be Martinez. There wasn't really any standout
Yeah.
keepers this year. I mean, you could say there's an argument for, I don't know, like Courtois, an argument for Allison, arguments around the area, but I think this year it's got to be Martinez. I'll go with my left back first because I think this one's gonna be exciting. At left back, I've got Grimaldo.
Grimaldo. See, I thought about it, and in the official team of the year, he is the left back. But if I'm gonna, let's talk a little bit about stats. I had three players in mind. I had Grimaldo, Cucurella, and Guardiola. And if you look, Grimaldo in 33 games, he had 4 goals, 6 assists. Cucurella in 37 games had 3 goals and 5 assists, and this includes like all competitions. And Guardiola in 39 games, he had 10 goals and 1 assist, and he plays for City. So I might be a little bit biased, but I think overall, and there wasn't much left backs this year to stand out. You can make an argument for Grimaldo that he did win the Bundesliga with Leverkusen, and you can make a point for Cucurella that he was very important in the Spain campaign to win the Euros. But I think overall, I think Guardiola takes it. That's just my opinion. I feel like you can put Grimaldo, but in my opinion, I think it's Guardiola.
As we see with Guardiola, he won the Premier League, he won the FIFA what is it Club
Cup.
World Cup. He was all around very decent. Got pretty far in the Champions League, and I'm not. I would concede that, but you also can't just look at the goals and stuff like that. I know he scores a lot of goals, but in the system that I think City play, of course, he's a header threat. He has a good shot on him, so I mean, you could bring that in, but I also put Grimaldo because he kind of brings more to the team in assists and stuff. He kind of like contributes to the game. He's a lot better, I think, at defending. Personally, that's my opinion. And you also have to keep in mind, I mean, Bayern. I mean, the fact that Bayer Leverkusen got so far in the Europa League, the fact they got, I don't know how, I think it was like around 40 matches unbeaten. It's incredible. It's a great stunt for Xabi Alonso, and I think moving forward, Grimaldo's gonna be a very important player. So let's not spend way too much time on it. Let's move over to the right back. Who do you got?
Right back, I got my man Trent
Right.
Alexander-Arnold.
I got Carvajal. Although, Trent, I could definitely concede Trent, but you have a stat pulled up here right here.
Yes.
Carvajal got 7 goals and 7 assists. That was in 49. That was in 35 games. Trent got 7 goals and 14 assists. That was in 50 games. So
49.
50, 49, 50. I think, of course, like a thing you have to say here is Carvajal. Like, I mean, look at it. He played a couple games in the new season, and then he just got injured, and he's probably out for the rest of the season, which I think definitely has to be a factor and contribute to the overall, the span of things. But I think if you look at the quality overall, I think Trent kind of wins it for me. But let's look at some of the accomplishments of Carvajal. I mean, he won the Euro, he won the Champions League, he won the league. Personally, he was even in the top, in the top four of the Ballon d'Or. I don't think he really belonged there, but he made it. So I think I would put Carvajal, but Trent also had a fantastic season.
Yeah, I think that Carvajal, he won the Euros, he won the Champions League, but I feel like I guess you can put him there, but I feel like just overall Trent takes it because he's a much more promising player. He has, I mean, with Liverpool, he's probably gonna win the league this year, and I just like him. He might not be like the most like he might not be a traditional right back. He's like more of attack. He's more like a wing back, but I feel like that still deserves the team of the year for him.
All right, yeah, that's a good argument. Let's move on to our center backs. I've got at left. Let's move to like little left center back. I've got Van Dijk. I think he had a fantastic season. I just you got to give it to Van Dijk. I think Van Dijk's just so solid defensively. I remember he had the injury in the 23-24. He came back and he was absolutely brilliant, and he did what he does best. He's just such a good defender at heart, and I put him in my team of the year.
I replaced Van Dyke, which obviously you can make it. I'm not against putting Van Dyke, but I put Rudiger
Not bad.
because I feel like, again, Champions League was a Spanish league. I just feel like that because he's a little bit younger. And I don't like his like more attacking player. I think he's a better attacker than Van Dyke, which obviously he's a defender. But I feel like defenders should also have a good scoring ability. Yeah,
Contribution to
contributions like headers and corners.
right.
And I feel like Van Dyke, as much as he is good, he's still like old, and I think that it might not be as apparent now, but I feel like in the future he's gonna become like he's gonna have like a almost like a fall down because you can only be so good for a at his age for a certain amount of time,
Right.
and I feel like Rudiger does have a promising future, and he was very good with the German national team at the Euro, so I think. It's a very close, but I feel like Rudiger does get it.
Yeah, but the only reason I didn't have Rudiger is this season, like the 24-25 season, he's been really awful. It was like you look at some of the performances of him compared to last season. It's like he's a shadow of his former self, and I don't know if I could really put him in there because of that. But then again, I put Carver Holland, so I can't really say too much. But I had Van Dyke. At right center back, I had Saliba, and I'm looking at yours, and you also had
Yeah,
Saliba.
Saliba.
Saliba, he's strong, right, at the back. He's like, the way he, he's not even like, he's got that dog with Gabriel over there, and, he's like running around, taking the ball. But then you have more of an elegant, more of a technician with Saliba at the back. And you kind of need that. You kind of need a really rugged player, and you need kind of a more of technician, a Rolls Royce at the back, like a Varane, or like, look at some of the other players around, and I think that's what Saliba is. And I think even last season he was so good, and then this season coming in, he's been that standout player for Arsenal, and that's why I'd have him in mind.
Yeah, he's a good goal scorer. He's very physical. I like that about him. But he doesn't. He's physical, but he's smart with it. Like like. I don't think he has been. I don't think he hasn't got much fouls. As much as I've been watching him, you can also make an argument for Gabriel, but I feel like he still needs to live up to the expectations. And as much as Arsenal has been a little bit shaky, they're good, but they're a little bit shaky. I feel like Saliba, he has done very good for
Right.
Arsenal.
That's good. That's good. Moving on to the way I formed my team is I had a more holding midfielder, and then I had more like two cams, I guess you would say, and that's how it was in the official team of the year. Just name all 3 years. Name all 3 years.
I put Bellingham, Rodri, and Palmer.
I completely agree. I had that exact same setup. Look at Palmer, for example. I mean, the goal scoring that he has, the contribution he has to Chelsea. I mean, if he wasn't there at Chelsea, I saw a stat, the Chelsea would be in the relegation zone last season. That's incredible. The contribution he had to Chelsea is incredible. And you could look at his assists. He didn't have that many assists, but I think partially he is surrounded by Madueke, Nicholas Jackson. He's surrounded by Jadon Sancho, who is towards the end of his career. I would say. I don't think he's going to get back to the form he was at Dortmund. And I just think if he was in a better side like Man City, Liverpool, maybe even a Newcastle, just imagine what he could have done. And it's incredible. He's such a talented player, and I'm just excited to see more of him. And then let's talk about Rodri. I mean, Rodri, he won the Euro. You're a specialist in Rodri.
I love
Go ahead.
Rodri. Listen, I know he got injured, but listen, if we take a whole year, what is it? Best player of the Euros.
Yeah.
What crucial for Spain, crucial for
Crucial.
City in the Premier League. Listen,
We kind of see this theme. Like such a good player getting injured in the final, and then they end up winning it. We had Cristiano winning the Euro in 2016. We had Messi winning the Copa America, and now we had Rodri getting injured in the Euro final, and then he won it.
De Bruyne got injured in the Champions League final.
Right. That's nice.
But listen, I just feel like he's a complete midfielder.
Right, such a complete midfielder.
He might not be as attacking as like, for example, like Bellingham or like Foden or like Pedri, but he's just a complete. He holds that Man City, and you saw the downfall of City for a little
Right,
while.
and partially that has to be to Rodri.
But yeah, I just think that because of the Euros, because of how important he is, and even the Ballon d'Or helps him. Even though the Ballon d'Or could be argumentative, but I feel like it's Rodri. It has to be.
Yeah. I like that argument. And then we move on to Jude Bellingham, who I just think, extraordinary player. I mean, look at his contributions to this team. I mean, this Real Madrid side, even last season, he had 19 goals, which is incredible number for a midfielder. He did play center forward in around the attacking areas, but the stuff that Bellingham does for Real Madrid, even what he did last season, even what he's doing now, the way he's transformed from that attacking number 9 or number 10, he's transformed into a number 8, a box to box, and he's doing it so well. He's just when you've got a Mbappe, when you've got a Vinny, when you've got Rodrigo, Endrick, all these players, all these attacking focused players on your team. Someone has to do a job, and someone has to step back and play that box to box, and he's done it astonishingly well. And I would definitely give credit to him. And I think in the absence of a Cruz, in absence of a Modric, of a really good Modric, I think Bellingham has done a great job, and I would put him in there. Moving on to our left wing, I think this one is agreed upon all of us. Vinny Jr. What an astonishing season he had. I mean, I remember last season he's so incredible. The way he you can see the fear in defenders' eyes every time he comes up, and he's such a great player. You have any thoughts to say about him?
Listen, as much as I don't like Real Madrid, and I am a Barca fan for those who don't know, but as much as I don't like Real Madrid, I think you have to accept that Vini's a great player. There's some traits about him that, his personality might not be the best. Sometimes he's too aggressive for no reason,
Right.
and I feel like that's why he might not be like a. He could be better. If he eliminates that from his game, I feel like he could just.
Right. He picks up so many silly reds, so many silly yellows, and I think part of the reason he didn't win the Ballon d'Or might be because of that. Because his attitude towards fans, and I know the racism he gets, it's really sad. It's really disappointing for fans, but the way he deals with it just isn't that good. Let's move on from Vinny and go to our right wing, which me and him had a debate about this before the video. Who do you got on the right?
Listen. Yamin Yamal has to
take
it.
I see
Yamin Yamal
it.
has to take it.
I see it, but I said Mo Salah, and I'm a United fan. And saying that is annoying, and I have to defend him. But Mo Salah, I look at Liverpool, and I look at the way their attack runs, and it's almost like if Salah isn't creating a moment, Liverpool is not doing anything that day. And you see it so much. And even when this little stint when Salah hasn't been that good, let me look at it. Recently, I mean, what they didn't have a great game against Brentford. Darwin Núñez had to save them. And what else? There was the Forest game. If Salah isn't there, if Salah isn't creating moments, they're just not doing that well. And I just think that the overall impact that Salah has over this team has to be noted. But I'll let you take over and talk about Lamine Yamal.
Listen, Salah, as much as he might be important for Liverpool, what Yamin has done over this year is incredible. For a 16, now 17-year-old to not only start consistently for Barcelona and actually do good, because he does do good for Barcelona. This season especially, he has been doing very good. To win the Euros, to be the top assister in the Euros, score that banger against France.
He also had that assist to Nico Williams in the final.
Yeah.
Right.
Listen. And then, even now, during the regular season, and then El Clasico, he scored twice. One in the first one in the second game. And you look at what he was absent for a couple of games, and it wasn't the same.
Right.
So I feel like just Yamal has to take it. No disrespect to Salah, but I think Yamal has to take it.
Oh, I see it. And, of course, there's arguments to be put up in the air, but I had Salah, he had Yamal. Two good players, and we're talking about one of the best players in the world, and Yamal's on form to win a couple Ballon d'Ors, so that's just how it is. Let's move on to our striker, and I think we both had Haaland.
Yeah,
Haaland, I mean, the goals he scores, right, and he's such an impactful goal scorer, and it's almost like when he's not scoring goals, City isn't doing well, and we saw that, right, and Haaland, just such an influential player, and at the age he is, he's incredible. And, older players will look upon that and they'll be probably very proud of him. And that is our team of the year. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys a bit later and we'll be back with more. And I hope you guys enjoyed Maxim again on the show. And I will see you guys in the next one. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Be nice if you dropped a comment. I love to read those. I love to see you guys' comments. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.